Good morning, students. Welcome to online session of Social Sciences. In previous class, I've started the explanation of chapter 5, Water on Earth. Now in today's class, I'll be explaining the rest of the topics. Our first topic is circulation of ocean water. So dear students, you might have been seen some picture and video of ocean. Have you ever seen ocean without any movement? No. The water in the ocean is never still. The reason behind this is it's having some properties which make it move both horizontally and vertically. In this manner, there are three types of movements of ocean water. First, that is called waves. Second, tides. And third, currents. First, we will understand about waves. Rise and fall in the forward movement of surface water of ocean is called waves. These waves are caused by the action of the wind against the wave tops. While seeing the ocean, you must have noticed that the waves are of different sizes. Sometimes it is having higher waves, sometimes lower waves. Why it happens so? Because the size of waves depend upon the speed of the wind. The faster the wind, the higher the waves. In this type of movement, the water itself does not move to and fro. To and fro means front and backward. So, where it moves, it rises and falls and comes back to the same position after each wave. Wave has three components. First is crest, second trough, and third is wave length. Let's understand these components with the help of diagram. Here is the diagram of a wave and its components. First of all, we will understand about crest. The highest part of the wave is called the crest. Here you can see this is the highest part of the wave. This is called crest. Second is trough. The lowest part of the wave is called trough. This one. Okay. And third component of this wave is wavelength. So the distance from the from crest to crest or from trough to trough is called the length of wave or called wavelength. So if you'll see from crest to crest, this is called wavelength. And we can see the trough to trough also. Here one trough, another trough is here. So likewise, this will be called wavelength. Now we will understand one more term here, that is amplitude. The vertical height of the crest above the trough is called amplitude. Now, as we have learned that wave depends upon the speed of wind. So, what will happen if there is wind of high velocity? Means speed, that wave of high speed. What will happen? The high velocity winds will give rise to the high waves which are dangerous particularly for ships. Why? Because of this high waves, ships may sink in the ocean. These types of high waves and cyclones, that is in area, cyclones means an area of low pressure that is surrounded by high pressure on all sides. This high tides and these high waves and cyclones, they cause huge destruction of the life and property on the eastern coast of India. Next is tides. The periodical means from time to time or occasionally. So the periodical vertical rise and fall of the surface of the sea water is called tide. In simple words, we can say that the regular rise and fall of sea water is called a tide. When water rises, it is called high tide. and when water falls, it is called low tide or down tide. The main reason behind the tides are gravitational pull of the moon and some extent the gravitational pull of the sun. Tides are useful to us as they help in navigation. Navigation means to move from one place to another place in water body. Okay, so this tides help us in navigation and fishing. Now we will understand how tide helps in navigation. At the high tide, the depth of the sea increases, particularly gulfs and bays. What is the meaning of gulfs? A deep inlet of sea almost surrounded by land. One picture I am sharing with you, that is of gulf. See, this is the picture of gulf. You can easily see that is deep inlet of sea and that is almost surrounded by land. Okay, so this is gulf. Next, I'll show the picture of bays. This is the picture of bay. What is the meaning of bay? A broad inlet of sea where the land curves inwards. Okay, this is picture of bay. So at high tide, the depth of the sea increases and particularly gulfs and bays, they are there, which helps, these high tides helps them. This enables big ships to enter or leave the harbors easily. Let's understand with the help of an example like Kolkata port. Due to the high tides in Hooghly River, the depth of the water increases and it allows the big ships to enter and leave Kolkata port. Now some parts like Kandla in Gujarat and Diamond Harbour in West Bengal, they also depend on tides. Not only in India, but many other important ports of the world such as London, Hamburg, New York and Rotterdam are tidal rivers. At some places, tides takes away all the mud that has been brought down by the rivers and prevent silting of harbors. In this manner, tides make some rivers suitable for navigation. One diagram is here regarding this tide. With the help of this, you can easily understand the tides. Here you can see in between there is earth. Here it is earth and low tide upside and downwards here. Then where is that high tide? This is high tide and here high tide. So as you will see here, high tide, in front of that moon is here. So what is showing here? Because of the gravitational force of moon, high tide occurs. Okay, one and down, whenever there will be gravitational pull over here, that time it will be neap low tide. I will show one more picture so that you can easily understand. Here this is the picture. You can easily see that right side we are having earth, then moon and then sun. So how the tides occur? By the gravitational pull of moon and some extent of gravitational pull of sun likewise. When that moon will change the place as it will come here in right hand side, then tide will be because of the gravitational pull of moon. And next one is neap tide. This one, neap tide. Here that moon is above that earth and because of that there will be low tide. Now an earthquake, a volcanic eruption or underwater landslides can shift large amount of ocean water. As a result, huge tidal wave called tsunami that may be as high as 15 meters is formed. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150 meters high. These waves travel at a speed of more than 700 km per hour. The tsunami of 25 December 2004 caused widespread damage in the coastal area of India. The Indra Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Island got submerged after the tsunami. So as we can see here, that impact of all that tsunami, it was felt in the 14 countries, and that is as far as the east coast of Africa. More than 3 lakh people, most of them in Indonesia and 10,000 in India, fell victim to this killer wave. There was damage to life and property that worth billions of rupees. Now all the causes of this massive damage were the first, absence of vegetation on the coast, means as in that coast there were no vegetation, no trees were there, so it resulted in tsunami. Second reason behind this massive damage was early morning occurrence of the earthquake, mean when that tsunami occurred, in that same day in the morning earthquake occurred. Third is inadequate provision for early warning and hundreds of tourists in the area. What happened on that day, that is 25th December 2004, many tourists were there. They were in number of hundreds. So they were not having provision or the facilities so that they can warn the tourists about the tsunami. Fourth, almost complete breakdown of communication network. What happened as that earthquake occurred in the morning and many disturbances were there, so that it disturbed the communication network also. So as it was not possible to convey the messages, this major disaster happened. Next is survival skills. Now, after knowing all these cases of earthquake and cyclones, people live on the coast take some safety measures to face up to such natural calamities. These safety measures called survival skills, or you can say skills to survive. These survival skills can be in any manner. Like first we can say preparedness, means the people, those who are living there or those who are having that survival skill, they will be prepared to face any kind of natural calamities. Second is self-construction. If any damage is there because of natural calamities, then they will be able to reconstruct that or do the construction at their own. Third is plantation of trees on the sea coast. So as we have learned that tsunami occurred because there was no vegetation near the coast. So what that people can do, they can plant more number of the trees on the sea coast so that it can check that earthquake or tsunami. Okay. Fourth is learning search and rescue skills, that is needed in the disaster of earthquake and cyclone. Learning search means if any natural calamity is there, so it will be very difficult to find out the missing people. So they are having that survival skill, on the basis of they can easily search the people, and if they are finding any people in any kind of trouble, so that they can rescue them from that trouble. Fifth is establishing reliable communication. Reliable means that in which one can rely or trust. So it is very necessary to establish reliable communication links that will continue to function during a disaster. Why it has been said to establish reliable communication? Because if that communication will not be correct, the people, they will not trust them. So there will not be any use of that kind of communication. That communication should be true and fair. Next is ocean currents. A continuous flow of ocean water in a particular direction is called an ocean current. Or it can be like a river flowing in the ocean. Its water will be different from the surrounding water. Now it will be different in the manner of temperature, its salinity and density. Ocean currents are driven by wind and differences in temperature of ocean water. And ocean water carries a very large quantity of water. Can you imagine the speed of an ocean current? The speed of the ocean current ranges between 2 kilometers to 10 kilometers per hour.